Hey, welcome everybody. I'm so excited to have you here and hopping on for our LifeVantage overview this afternoon and evening, wherever you may be listening in from. My name is Melody Sharon, and I'm super excited to share this information with you today. In our world today, people are looking for better health. People are looking for ways that they can improve their immune system and improve their quality of life and health. And many people are also looking for a plan B and options because we're realizing that the things that we have come to rely on are not always what we can count on. And so this information that I am going to share with you today was shared with me just over 4 years ago. And at that time, I was at a place in my life where I was really needing answers for finding health solutions for myself and my husband. And also, I was realizing that the degree that I had worked so hard for in a saturated market with very little demand was not providing the job security that I needed or thought it would provide. So, when I learned about these incredible products and recognized that I could be involved with the distribution model and helping other people learn about them, I became super excited because it really seemed like such an answer to prayer for our family. And so that's why I'm here with you today and sharing it. So a brief overview of what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about incredible science-based products. We're going to talk about how we can be compensated by sharing those products with other people to either have a side business, plan B, or potentially grow something that can be a full-time income source. We're going to talk about the timing of our company and how it's a really new company. And we're also going to talk about the system for success. So as we get into the science and the product portion, I want to let you know that the products that we're working with have actually been around and available for quite a while now. They have been sold since 2003. Now, a little bit of the history behind how they were developed was that a world-renowned scientist, Dr. Joe McCord, who had been awarded the Elliott Crescent Medal for discovering powerful enzymes in our body that help our body fight free radicals. He was awarded the Elliott Crescent Medal for this discovery, but what he realized is that as we age, because of environmental toxins and a lot of the different issues that are connected with aging, our body stops making the good things that combat the bad. And so he basically went to work with some other scientists and researchers to find a way to support our body, for our body to be making what it needs and keep producing those powerful antioxidants and powerful detoxifying enzymes that help protect our body from the toxic world that we're living in. Relevant? I think yes. So a couple years later, after this herbal way of activating our genes was developed, there was an article published in the Wall Street Journal where he was showing that when people take this herbal activator, it increased their antioxidant production, which then decreased oxidative stress or free radical damage by an average of 40% in 30 days, with individuals ranging from 20 years old to 80 years old. So this honestly sounded too good to be true. And when ABC News saw this article where the findings were published, they were like, oh my word, this is snake oil. It's impossible. Let's go in and reveal a scam, and this will be a great story for the news. Well, they went in with John Quinones, and if you haven't seen this news report, I would definitely recommend watching it, because when you watch this news report, you'll see that they have John Quinones take our herbal Nerve2 activator, and when he takes that for 2 weeks and has his blood work done before and after, his oxidative stress, or his rusting of his cells and internal wear and tear on his body, is reduced by 45% in 2 weeks. So John Quinones definitely had really positive results with his own trial. And instead of it shutting down the research that was done, it created a lot more validation. Unfortunately, they really didn't have supply prepared for the demand and interest of the people at that time. But because of Dr. McCord's renowned reputation, and because he had already been awarded the Elliott Crescent Medal, which has also been awarded to people like Marie Curie, Alexander Graham Bell, Orville and Henry Wright, because he fell into that same caliber of people who have been making significant contributions to society, he caught the attention of a lot of universities and prestigious medical centers, and they began their own self-funded research on our Protandim Nerve2 Synergizer. So today we have now so many studies available on PubMed that are peer-reviewed and third-party. Now, because this was developed by scientists, and really there was a struggle with getting started with supply and demand and delivering this product to people, when they finally did get their production sped up, people had kind of forgotten what this product was, and they really needed to find a better distribution model, because it was just sitting on the shelves of stores, and people needed to be educated about how it worked. And so back in 2009, when our country was under another financial crisis, our company was not able to get a loan for advertising and promotional purposes. And so a consultant recommended using the incredible platform of direct sales or network marketing, which is word of mouth advertising, where basically instead of investing money into advertising and marketing, you put the money to the people who are sharing about their experiences and educating other people about the product. So network marketing and direct sales has definitely been a better distribution model for our company. And now we're really a attractive opportunity for people to not only improve their health, but also have a way to have a side income as well. So Protandim Nerve2 Synergizer is the Protandim that is proven to reduce oxidative stress by an average of 40% in 30 days. Now, oxidative stress is the rusting of our cells, and how this is getting reduced so significantly is because it's turning on and activating a protein, the NRF2 protein, which regulates our survival genes. And as it's regulating our survival genes, it's turning on our body's superheroes, super oxide dismutase, catalase, glutathione, all of these incredible enzymes that our body uses to support detoxification and cleansing. And it's really just like the most effective way to get rid of the trash that is building up in our body. So one of the peer-reviewed studies that was done as well was a 10-year study where they were seeing how this impacted lifespan. And the National Institute of Aging came out with the results showing that Protandim Nerve2 had a positive impact on male mice by increasing their lifespan by 7%. So that's significant. Now, when we're looking at oxidative stress and free radicals, if you've never heard those words before, why would that be important? Why would it be significant to be able to reduce your oxidative stress, to be able to reduce your free radicals? Well, look at this chart. Oxidative stress and free radicals are linked to just about anything that usually will become a problem for people as they age. And so when we're addressing free radicals and oxidative stress, we're really getting to the root of aging. Now, today, in addition to aging, we have so many other factors that are causing oxidative stress on our cells. And that can be from poor diet, smoking, side effects of medications, air and water pollutants, not enough activity or too much activity, alcohol, toxins, inadequate food, pesticides, excessive exercise, EMFs, 4G, 5G, LTE, Wi-Fi, you name it. Our society is changing. Our food quality has declined. We have a lot more that we need to be concerned about with pollution and exhaust and poor food. So it's really, really exciting that we have a way to biohack our body or biohack our genes. And why this is so exciting and why this is so different is because the old school model followed the model of supplementation, where you're trying to give your body something that is missing or trying to replace an insufficiency. So taking vitamin C, for example, is supplementing, but when you activate your NRF2 protein and it regulates your genes to communicate what your body needs to make more of, it's creating antioxidants and enzymes that are so much more powerful. So where with a supplement, it would be one and done, and you would need 365 oranges to combat the free radicals that one enzyme of SOD can combat. It's just mind-boggling that with herbs, we can help our body keep working how it was designed to, so that we can combat this stress and rusting of our body. So what's so exciting is that you don't just have to take my word for it. And honestly, that's why I got excited about this. I didn't just take the word of the person who was telling me about this, even though they were a friend of the family, and I really appreciated that they were sharing this information with me. What really caught my attention was that there were, at that time, 17 peer-reviewed studies 4 years ago. Now there are over 25 peer-reviewed studies on PubMed.gov. So these are from credible third-party sources that basically are just blown away by the novel concept of activating our bodies instead of supplementing. So because of the fact that this is just a completely new model and a completely new approach to health and wellness, that's why we keep showing up in all of these places, which is really awesome. And as we continue to be seen on the news and in different peer-reviewed articles, it really just raises that awareness of what this is doing. The reality is, though, that a lot of these publications or different viewings on the news have been a while ago. And so that's why, as people, we can become ambassadors who are sharing the message of how people can support their bodies in this powerful way. So Washington State University says that NRF2 activation may well become the most extraordinary therapeutic, which means get well, and preventative, which means stay well, breakthrough in the history of medicine. Let me read that again. I want it to sink in. NRF2 activation may well become the most extraordinary therapeutic and preventative breakthrough in the history of medicine. Now, that's an amazing quote. And honestly, it just is barely scratching the surface of how incredible this product is. And I want to just give you a little taste of what gene activation is. So as a result of the toxins in our environment and our food quality that can affect our genes negatively, and poor genetics that can be passed on, there's so many different variables that can affect our genetic expression. So in the top picture, we see our genes that become so out of whack because they're not expressing themselves properly. And then on this second slide, or the picture below, we see genes that have been regulated with our protandem NRF2 synergizer, and they're regulating those genes so that they're expressing themselves perfectly. So I want you to think of an analogy with me. I'm going to explain a little story that will probably help to understand this better. So if you think of a piano, if a piano is out of tune, you can play a piece of music perfectly and it will sound awful. But when you pay to have the piano tuner come in and the piano is tuned, you can play that same piece of music and it will sound beautiful. So when your genes are out of tune, life can be pretty miserable. And you don't even realize how miserable it is because you've just gotten used to it being that way. But when you activate your genes and tune your genes, that same life that you've been living really becomes a whole lot more beautiful. So this same principle that I've taken the time to explain with Nerf2 activation is what is applied with our other activators. So I'll just briefly explain how they work, but it's following the same principle. So our Protandem Nerf1 synergizer activates our Nerf1 protein, and this Nerf1 protein, just like the Nerf2 protandem, regulates a different set of genes. And these genes are related to mitochondrial health. And mitochondrial health is so important because our mitochondria are what create and produce the energy that our cells need for cellular repair and for chromosome health. And so this really supports sleep quality and cellular repair, and it also works in an incredible way to support our high energy organs like our brain and our heart and our cardiovascular and circulatory system. So, as a society, we live in an energy depleted society. People are constantly reaching for sugary beverages, caffeinated beverages, seeking that source of energy and an extra pick-me-up. But really, we don't need that trash. We need our body to be making the energy that it needs, because then our body can do what it needs to do so that we're healthy at the cellular and genetic level. Our third protandem is our NAD synergizer, and this protandem, and I'll take the time to explain this now, all of our protandems have ingredients that are herbs that work in synergy. So that what that means is that together they work in a synergistic way to activate these proteins. So with our protandem NAD, the synergy of these herbs activates our protandem NAD to increase our body's production of NAD. And this is an essential molecule for life. It supports longevity and our sirtuin genes, which Dr. David Sinclair and really significant doctors at Harvard and places like that have been researching for years. We really want our sirtuin or longevity genes to be healthy, because that supports our telomeres and a lot of things that are related to being healthy at the cellular and genetic level. It also supports autophagy, which is the removal of cellular waste, and it also improves mental focus and concentration. Who needs more of that? I know that's definitely one of the biggest benefits that I have experienced, and I'm so grateful for it. It also boosts mental and physical energy and has been clinically seen to maintain cholesterol levels already in a healthy range. So super exciting stuff. And it's just so fascinating, the science behind these protandems. I'm trying to keep it super simple for you guys, but also stress that this is a big deal and there's science behind it, because it really is awesome how it works. So with our 3 protandem products, they all work on different genes in our DNA. They all have different benefits, but research has been shown to see that together they also have a synergistic effect, because together they're able to impact even more genes, and because they're supporting more genes and working together, the results are just a lot more profound, which is awesome. And overall, as a company, we really just focus on biohacking our body with products that are all non-GMO, all natural, no artificial colors, no artificial sweeteners or flavors. We don't have a catalog with hundreds or thousands of products. We just really have it streamlined to use these technologies in different ways. So we have Protandim for puppies or dogs. This is Nerf2 activation specifically for dogs. So really, we realize that man's best friend is important to take care of too. And so why not use the same technology to reduce their oxidative stress as well? And horses have had wonderful results with our Protandim Nerf2 Synergizer as well. This is a picture of my husband's before and after with his colonoscopy. And the first picture was 5 years ago, and then the second two pictures below were just a couple months ago. And honestly, it was music to our ears when the doctors and nurses were like asking us, what are you doing? Keep doing what you're doing. These are amazing results. And so in addition to the Tri-Synergizer, he faithfully uses and takes the Omega, which helps to protect our cells even more and supports a healthy immune system, and also our incredible probiotic that I love that is so unique and incredible with how it does not get destroyed by our stomach acid, but delivers the probiotics right where we need to the gut. So Axio is another favorite. Who's drinking Axio? I'm drinking some raspberry right now. And Axio is our nootropic for brain health. So this takes the Nerf2 activation and applies it to a liquid form that can help our Nerf2 activation technology pass the blood-brain barrier so that it can support our neurological system. So this really improves neurotransmitter function, brain health, mental endurance, acuity, memory, and focus, reduces brain fog, reduces mental fatigue. So honestly, it's an amazing drink. It's vegan, really low calories, no artificials, flavors, sweeteners, anything. This is my friend Shannon, and she has had an amazing result with our Nerf2 activated non-toxic hair care. And she takes the internal activators, but when our company came out with the external hair care Nerf2 activated line, she had incredible results with it as well. And we see so many other exciting stories pouring through with this system too, which does not have hormone disruptors, and it does not have any immunotoxicity or any of that junk that we really are not regulating for most of the products that are on the shelves of stores. And I would just invite anyone who is here on the call today, who's listening in live, if you're already a biohacker, if you're already using these products, I'd love for you to just drop in the comments, drop in the chat, what your favorite products are, a story that's been really cool of how they've benefited your life, or anything interesting that you'd like to share. So product experience. Okay, with our True Science line, this is Nerf2 activation for our skin. So Nerf2 activation from the outside in. And this formula was developed after LSU was doing research and studies on how Protandim Nerf2 was playing a role in skin cancer. And the results of that study were so significant that they were like, we have got to find a way to put this on our body topically. And so this True Science line has been available for years. And honestly, I was super excited about it because being fair-skinned, it's just in our family line to deal with issues where you're going to a dermatologist and being cut into. And I just love that I can be proactive about my skin health. And this follows the same principles of being super clean, super good for you, clean ratings on the Think Dirty app. And it really does protect your skin from damage and environmental assaults. Now, when we share this information with people, we are so delighted to connect you to how you can get them at wholesale pricing through our website. So anyone who is listening today can get back to the person who invited them to this to get connected with their website to become a customer who is able to take advantage of our wholesale pricing with a subscription. So a subscription just means that you have an account with us that you can later edit and change based on what you want to get each month, but that allows you to get the best price. Now, we also have options to get started with our team, and these are larger amounts of products with our silver, gold, and platinum pack. And then this also gives you the ability to take advantage of our distribution model and have your own website that you can refer people through to as well. And these packs are great. They're a business investment, but it's a great way to get your family on more of our incredible science-based products and also provide you with resources to be an entrepreneur and be a business owner. So when it comes to making money, we actually have several ways that our company compensates us. I'm just going to focus on our Smart Start bonus today, but if you're really interested in creating a way that you can get paid from home, this is something that we can educate you on more, and we'd be happy to answer any questions that you have. When it comes to the Smart Start bonus, we need to be personal consumers of the products in order to get paid. And so when you have 100 to 199 personal volume, you get paid 30% when you have new orders come in. And when you have over 200 personal volume, you get paid 40% Smart Start. And how this will look is different just based on the amount of products people buy. So we only make money when product is sold. And when product is purchased in larger quantities, like when we have people joining our team with the packs, that does increase the payout. But then we also get paid based on how much is being sold through our products just for people who are being customers and consumers. So that's how the Smart Start bonus works. Now, what I love about our company is that it really creates a perfect working environment with a laptop lifestyle, with social sharing, no physical locations. You can work from anywhere as long as you have internet or a cell phone connection to make calls and be connected with the team. We don't have an inventory. Everything just ships directly from the warehouses to the consumer through going through the shopping portal. So now I'm just going to share a few highlights about our company and why this is such an exciting time for you to be learning about LifeVantage. So as far as timing goes, 99.95% of the US and Canada have never joined. In the last 8 years, there have been a 60% increase in wellness sales. And as far as our products go, there is an overwhelming number of studies that are published on oxidative stress, mitochondria dysfunction, sirtuin genes, all of the things we talked about, and how significant they are to our health. And our company is just a baby company. We have not gone through major growth. We have not gone through momentum or critical mass. So it's always exciting if you are looking for an opportunity to join and be the one sharing and talking about it versus later hearing about it from someone else. So it's really an awesome time to get involved. And as far as our company goes, we have an amazing CEO who is on the board of directors for the DSA. In February, we had the results for a really great quarter. These are just a few highlights for the last year. In March, we launched into Spain. In April, we received an award for the third year in a row for Great Places to Work. In May, we launched into Ireland. In May, Aaron Brockovich joined our board of directors. And in May, we also received our second Stevie Award for our hair care line. We've also received that for our Vitality Stack. In June, we launched into Belgium. In July, we were added to the Russell's 3000 index. In July, we celebrated our 10-year anniversary, and we had another great quarter in August. And then in October, we expanded our flagship product line. And in November, we opened in New Zealand. And in January, we announced free shipping in the US for all subscription orders. And then in other countries, we have different thresholds for free shipping options. And during Wellness Week, we rang the closing bell at the NASDAQ. And so that was a really exciting time for our company. We're also the jersey sponsors for a soccer team, and we're in 19 countries and counting. So because we are a publicly traded company, we do have to keep our numbers transparent. So this is just a taste of really what the real numbers look like of what people are making with our company. And when I first started with LifeVantage, I honestly saw Pro 3 and was like, if I could be a Pro 3 and could get a little bit extra for gas and groceries, and knowing that our products would be taken care of, that would be a game changer. And that's honestly where a lot of people are at. An extra $500 a month can make a big difference. I'm going to just open up the call here really quick, because the next rank is our Pro 4 rank, where the monthly average income is about $1,400 per month. And we have a team member who is going to share just a little bit about her story. And so Megan, I just want to invite you to unmute yourself, and you can share now. Thanks for being on.
Okay, thank you so much for letting me share. I'm really happy that you're all here, whether you're joining live or through recording later. And my name is Megan McNally. I just want to tell you briefly about my exciting journey with LifeVantage and what an experience it has been. So 2 years ago, I had a huge change in my life. I had 5 years of a doctorate in naturopathy that I just completed, and then I got married 2 weeks later. While we were in our wedding weekend, my husband finds out that he is hired in a state that my degree does not transfer to. So it was like I had no degree at all. And it was really devastating to me, because I thought, what am I going to do with my life? I want to be able to help people with their health, but if I don't have a degree in the state, what do I do? And in 2 weeks after graduating, my plan A went out the window. So at that time, I had a friend that said, hey, you're a naturopath. I want to show you something that has been incredible for my wife's health. And I thought maybe you'd be interested in taking a look. So at that moment, it triggered in my mind some people that were in my life, whether it was my parents, different family members that I knew were struggling with their health. And it was frustrating me, because I felt like no matter what they were doing, they seemed to be doing everything right with their health and their lifestyle and their choices, looking for the right remedies, and they just weren't getting better. They had kept worse and worse and worse. Doctors were saying, like, there's nothing we can do for you anymore. So I thought, I need to take a look at this, and I did. And as a naturopath, there are things that are really important to look at when you're looking at stuff that's going into your body. So you want research behind it. And unfortunately, in the natural health world, there's very little research that's ever done about natural products, just because there's not a lot of income money that can be benefited from it. But what was really exciting with LifeVantage is that Protandim had 20, well, at the time, yeah, it was like 17 or so studies. Now that's 26. Published peer-reviewed by renowned medical centers and universities. So that caught my attention. And then I also learned about the integrity of the company. There are so many supplements and natural things out there that you cannot count on the integrity. If it's sold on Amazon, the integrity is out the window. But if it's sold from other companies or just like really big stores, sometimes you can't even count on it either. So I wanted to know that the integrity was reliable. And what's really exciting is that LifeVantage actually tests every single lot to make sure it does what they say it does, versus every 10 to 20 that the health industry requires. So you know that there's an integrity and research and doctors supporting this. So I decided that this is worth sharing with people. And as I did, there are so many people that come to me all the time that say, my health has changed, my life has changed, I'm feeling so much better, I'm doing so much more. And I've just been amazed because these are people, the vast majority, I've already been working with them with different things natural wise, and it just wasn't always working for them, but they're feeling so much better now. So it's been amazing for me to be able to work from home and be able to tell people about something that is changing everybody's lives, whether it's now or prevention for the future. And a goal of mine with my work was to be able to work from home and be able to raise my kids. And I don't have kids yet, but I knew that I needed to build something first before I got busy with kids, if that's possible. Not everybody can, but I wanted to start that. And with no degree, I thought, how in the world is that possible in my state? So this has supplied that for me. And at first, it started out small. I just kept sharing with people. People kept getting better, and they kept saying, other people need to know about this. So as I kept sharing, we were able to provide money to fund our own products. And that was a really big help because we couldn't always afford to buy the things that we needed for our health. And then it kept growing to where we were paying for our rent every month, and now we're having extra savings. So I was really, really excited when I was able to make a difference in people's lives, but also have an income from home. 2 months ago, something major came up in my husband and my life that was a major crisis, and we had to pay out thousands of dollars within a few weeks. And honestly, if I was not doing this, I don't know what we would have done. We wouldn't have had a savings. We wouldn't have had anything to put towards it and been in major debt. And I feel like God provided this at the right time when he knew exactly what we needed. He knew the people in our lives, what they needed for their health. And so I'm just so excited that I can be a part of this. And I'm excited that you're here listening to it too.
Awesome, Megan. Thank you so much for sharing. I can resonate with your story so much, and it's just wonderful to have us coming together and sharing and gathering to hear this information and also be inspired by people like yourself. So I'm just going to pop on here and highlight a little bit more, and then we have another guest who will be sharing. So after Pro 4, we have Premier Pro 5. And this is really where even more options are created, because this is often when you can be replacing a full-time income for maybe one spouse or something like that. This is where on average people are earning about $300 or $3,000 per month. And this is also where the company chooses to invest back into their developing leaders and fly them out for a weekend retreat in Park City, Utah. And when I went to that event last March, it was really an incredible experience, a lot more intimate and really just a great environment for training and recreation. And we actually had some leaders who had been part of another company who decided to start over again with LifeVantage. And they were just so blown away by the fact that our company does so much for their developing leaders at that early of a stage. And I'm just really grateful for, like Megan said, to be part of such an incredible company with integrity and so much giving back to us as people who are invested in sharing ways that people can improve their health and life. So after that, I want to highlight the Elite Pro 7 rank, because as I mentioned, there's several different ways that we get paid, and one of those ways is the Elite Pool bonus. So once you're an Elite distributor, you get to tap into global profit sharing worldwide. So whether your business is only in one country or in 3 countries, once you're an Elite distributor, you actually get to have global profit sharing with everything that's sold worldwide. So at the Pro 7 rank, that's really where people are tapping into a lot of options for themselves and their family. And after that, the ranks just keep going up. And I would love to invite Julie Mai, an Elite Pro 8, who is on the call today to share with us some words, as she's really just put a lot into sharing this information with others, and it's created options for herself and her family. And we're just delighted that she can be on and sharing with us today.
Oh, thanks. Hi, everybody. Hi, aloha. I was driving, so I just pulled over. My son fell asleep. Perfect timing. So, oh, Melody, that was so great. I haven't heard a full presentation in a while. It was so nice to get the recap of all the products. You did such a phenomenal job, and it just makes me realize every time I hear that information, I'm like, oh my gosh, we're so lucky to be a part of this. So thank you for that. And Megan, thank you for sharing. I've never heard that story before. So it touched my heart, and I'm just so grateful that you have an option B. You know, it's crazy how the Lord works in mysterious ways, and he put this in front of you. And it's just, I love the inspiration that comes from that. I guess before I share my story, I just wanted to, just touch on everybody and make sure everyone's okay, and just know that you're all in my hearts. And this is just, what a wild time we're all in right now, right? It's just crazy. I mean, it's definitely, I think for all of us, one of the craziest times that we've seen. And even though we're told to separate ourselves and isolate ourselves, I've really never felt more connected. And I think just maybe on a human plane, that we're all in this together, really, and how the choices that we make can really affect everybody. And my heart just goes out to those that are struggling right now financially with this crisis, as well as in their health. And if that's any of you guys on this call, my heart is just with you, and I pray for you, and I think of you all, everybody on the planet, really. Every night, me and my kids get together and we pray for everybody, because this is a lot bigger than we thought it was going to be, and so that just kind of goes into my appreciation and my gratitude for what we are a part of. First and foremost, just the health aspect of like what Melody was touching on with our genes and our the products that we have that helps with oxidative stress. I think, Melody, you posted something on the Facebook page that showed the coronavirus and how it really attacked people that had a higher amount of oxidative stress. And that really kind of opened my eyes to, what we have and what we're able to share with people right now is just so phenomenal. Not only, to give them an option as far as having that option of making money possibly, if this is going to be a long haul, but also to be able to really help themselves in their health. And I have been giving, I had a bunch of kind of a surplus of products. So I've been giving Protandim and Nerf1 and the NAD Synergizer and Axio to as many people as I possibly can, because I'm just so about helping people right now just feel better, even if they're not sick, just feel like they have maybe an advantage on not getting sick, right? Because there's this fear that we can almost taste in the air of everyone is just like, oh my gosh, is this going to come for me and my family? And so that's really, I think, just connecting with people on a human level of just saying, I'm not going after you for any kind of business, but I just want to share with you that I have something that I think is a huge, tremendous help in all of our lives right now. So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Julie Mai. I live on a little island out in the middle of the Pacific called Kauai. I started about 7 years ago with LifeVantage. It's crazy to think that it's been that long. And I will just be totally honest with you guys that when I heard the information, it kind of went right over my head as far as the science and the products did. But I was willing to look a little bit deeper because research that we have. And I think there was just something to be said about how much research had been done on our products. Megan, you had touched that there's so many supplements out there, and there's so many things that we're told about or that we see on TV or that our friends are doing, and are they really reputable, right? And so whatever was shared with me that night in that meeting definitely made me want to dig a little bit deeper and see really what we had, what this company was about. But also what really hit me when I heard the information for the first time was the ability to possibly build a residual income. And the reason why I think that hit me so hard is because I was at a point in my life, I had 2 girls at the time, I have 4 now, 4 kids, but I was at this point where I was working full time, making jewelry, working as a waitress. My husband was pouring concrete. We barely saw each other. We were 2 ships passing in the night. And other people were taking my girls to the beach. And I grew up here in Hawaii surfing, and my parents worked so much that I never got to spend much time with them. And I went to the beach with other people too. And I remember missing them. And I just saw my life flash in front of my eyes. And I was like, I don't want to do the same thing. I want to be the mother that raises my kids, like you said, Megan. I wanted to be the one that was going to teach them how to surf. And we have kids to be able to raise our kids, not someone else raise our kids. And that's really where I found myself. My daughter Hanabai was 6. My daughter Lulu was 3. And I was struggling with that in my mind of not having any other way, not knowing what else I could do with what I was given at the time. And then this kind of popped up into my life. And I was like, I don't know much about network marketing. I'd never done it before. I didn't really know many people that had succeeded with it or had done it on my island, but I was willing to research it. And that's really what I did, is I went in and I researched the heck out of it. And I listened to Jim Rohn, and I spent about 3 months kind of digging into what the industry could do for my family and what the industry could do for other families that I shared this with. And I got really excited about the potential. And I started sharing the product, of course. My mom was one of the first people that I gave Protandem to. And I gradually watched her health increase over the course of about 6 months, from, I would say, being so depressed and overweight and not feeling well and always complaining about her health, to literally getting a gym membership, swimming every day, riding her bike, wanting to hang out with her grandkids, where I was like, at first, the first few months went by and people would say, oh, it's just a coincidence. There's no way that one little pill is going to make that much of a difference. And when I started to see the difference in other people's lives, I realized that it wasn't a coincidence. And that's when I realized that we had something truly special. And I went all out. I ran as hard as I could, because I knew the potential of not only what the product was going to do for people, but I knew the potential of creating leverage in my life would do for me. And at that time, it was just because I wanted to stay home with my kids, right? I never knew 7 years down the road that some of you who know my story, know where I've been, know that I've had a really hard year this last year. My mom sadly passed away. And so that was a total out of left field. I didn't see that coming. And then my husband had to deal with some stuff as well. So I spoke on stage in Cancun a little bit about just digging that well and having the ability to drink out of that well when I didn't want to get out of bed, when I didn't have to face a boss and worry that I was going to lose my job or any of that. And taking that one step farther, little did we know that we were going to get hit by this crazy virus that is affecting all of us on some level. Where we live, we are solely, for the most part, a tourism-driven industry. So I have so many friends and so much people that I care about right now that are out of work. The restaurants are closing. The hotels are down by like 40%. The flights are so much less. People aren't traveling. So it's for good reason, right? To protect everyone. But I'm seeing an impact in this, and the fear and my friends being scared of how they're going to put food on the tables. And it just makes me realize, again, like, having the ability to dig our well before we're thirsty, right? And having the ability to really do something from home, how lucky we are right now that we're able to do something from home to make an impact on people's lives for the future, for right now. I mean, an extra $100 in someone's pocket right now is how they feed their family, maybe how they pay their rent. So there's so many different reasons that I can go into why this is a better way. We've heard that for those of us that are involved in the business or in the industry, have heard that this is such a better way. I think now the world is really showing us why that is. And I'm just so, so grateful. And I'm so passionate about sharing that with people, about sharing my story of how much of an impact it had on me personally. When I personally needed it, it was there. And now to see how everybody needs this and how everybody can benefit from this, and in so many different ways. So I'm just so truly grateful to share that. And Melody, thank you for inviting me on. I don't want to go on too long unless anybody had any particular questions they wanted to ask me, but You guys, this is real. Everything that Melody covered, the products are just beyond. You were saying like, what's your favorite? And I was driving, so I couldn't type, but I was trying to think of what is my favorite. And everything that we come up with has been so incredible. I mean, with the Tri Synergizer, the Axio is just, it gets me through the day with my kids. At the end of the day, I pop an Axio and I'm like, yes, I can go another couple hours and feel good. And the skincare line, I don't think I'll ever use anything else. It's definitely made my skin just, it's transformed. I have light, fair skin too. And so it's really had an impact on my skin. And we're just so blessed in so many different ways to have so many amazing facets of this business and be able to share all of that with people. And also to be part of this team, you know, to have the team building aspect and not have to do it on our own, right? Like for me, making jewelry, it's like I was in my jewelry room by myself for 5 to 8 hours a day, just hammering out jewelry by myself. And what I produced, I would make money, but there was no one working with me or for me or together with me. And so that again is another piece of this puzzle that's just so special, is we get to see each other on these Zooms, we get to work with each other, lift each other up in times of struggle, and help each other along the way. And I love that quote, the raising tide rises all ships. And that's another beautiful thing about this, is we all work together, and the more that we succeed, the more other people succeed, the more we succeed. So I love that aspect about this business. So I'm going to probably just kind of wrap it up with that, unless you want me to share anything else.
That's so perfect. Thank you so much for being here and sharing your words of wisdom and inspiration and your story. It's just really so amazing to see how this business can be such a blessing for so many people on so many different levels with our health and in the getting started stages. And then as it progresses and moves through, it just is really life-changing. And it's really a growing opportunity too, because we learn so much more about ourselves and others. And I found that when this came into my life, because I didn't have enough work and I was just like babysitting, cleaning houses, all these things, I felt like I was much more like focused on my own problems. But then once I had this gift to share with other people, it was more like, who can I help? Who can I bless? I now have something that can offer hope, whether it's with health or just, you know, needing more income. Like there's so many ways that this can be a blessing for people. So thank you for sharing. And I think I'll just finish up the last slide here, and then we can open up for questions. If anybody has questions, that would be awesome. But I do just want to show really quick here the system, because oftentimes when we see this information and we just have the ideas of like getting started with the products or getting started with the team. Obviously, getting started with the products is really quite simple. You can just ask us the questions you have and then get connected with our websites for wholesale pricing. But when it comes to like, can I do this? Can I be successful? Can I really be an entrepreneur and make an income from home? We have so many resources. One of my favorites is this code training, where we focus on creating opportunity and developing entrepreneurs. And then we have, with that, just a focus on following a simple step-by-step system to be successful. We also have Facebook groups for learning about the products and being supported as a team. And we also have training, both regional and global events, but we also have virtual events and virtual opportunities for training and learning more. So I just want to encourage you all that there's so many ways to really be successful with this. And if you've ever thought about working from home or having your own business or being connected with a team or getting on board with a bigger mission outside yourself, but also improving your life in the process, this is really an exciting time to get involved with our team and LifeVantage. So I just want to thank you for being here. And if you have any questions, we just would love to know how you want to get involved. Do you see yourself getting involved more as a customer or more as a team member? Or do you know of other people who you would love to send our way as referrals? Because we're always happy to help with providing this information and making those connections. So just let us know where you see yourself and if you have any questions. And I would love to just open up the line too for any questions. I think Robin had a question, but